Dillian Whyte says he's all hyped to fight Anthony Joshua for less money. Why? Well, maybe because, as he said, sparks fly when the pair comes up against one another in the ring. And while we're at it, maybe it's about time that we saw the two ready for an epic fight. Let's dive into the video to find out more about the potential fight. First off, Dillian Whyte already has another opponent coming up. It's official, y'all, at least on Whyte's end, who's more than ready to fight the British boxer. But wait, before he goes on to that, he's got to focus on fighting the undefeated American Jermaine Franklin right when they clash this month. If we're talking about the American boxer, you probably haven't heard a lot about him as you would about the huge names in heavyweight boxing, but we'll have you know that he's pretty much undefeated right after 21 fights with 14 knockouts. In fact, he's even right there at 13th in the WBO heavyweight rankings. As for Whyte, he's going to be coming into the fight in, let's just say, not his best form, right after he lost 2 of his last 3 fights. In fact, it seems like the boxer has his eyes set on a battle with Joshua anyway, and it seems like it won't be too long until that happens. But in his upcoming fight with Franklin, he said that he'd got the best opponent right now, who's at 22-0. That's a pretty tough score to beat, but it's also what you get when you're trying to defeat someone who's undefeated, because that person simply doesn't know how to lose. So on the one hand, Whyte hasn't been winning enough fights. On the other hand, Franklin's got a winning streak, so seeing the two compete against each other is going to be an exciting fight to watch, that's for sure. Following up, he's really looking forward to a fight with Joshua. He even went on to tell DAZN that he's going to be fighting Joshua for less money because the truth is, whenever they're up against each other, and these are his words, not ours, sparks fly. Why? Because they just want to beat each other up, and honestly, that kind of energy is exactly what the audience wants right now. And that's not all. The 34-year-old Brit seems to be pretty determined about it as he goes on to say that he'd be ready for the fight even when he turns 60. In his words, quote, "It's a fight that will make me faster, diet better, and make me go to bed at 7 o'clock every day." Really, Dylan? Is one fight gonna change everything for you? Not to mention, Dylan's got an exciting fight lined up this month. Looking at the one coming up, it seems like Franklin's pretty confident, as he should be. He even went on to say he's gonna knock out the Brit and offer him a rematch. As for the 34-year-old heavyweight, he thinks a lot of people underestimate him, but it's not like his last 3 haven't been great enough to back him up either. On the other hand, he says that once the American boxer is actually in there with him, it's gonna be too late. Having said that, he feels that coming off a loss is the perfect time for a fight like this because he's gonna be questioning everything, picking out flaws, and improving whatever he can. He even said that he, himself, and his team felt these changes were super important, and if you take a look at his past record, he's fought one dangerous guy after another. He's even fought the guys no one else was ready to come up against. Clearly, he's not scared at all. If anything, he's pretty hyped for the upcoming fight. Are you ready to witness the epic fight too? Well then, mark your calendars. The Whyte vs. Franklin fight is set to happen at Wembley Arena on Saturday, the 26th of November, 2022. Coming up, Joshua's got a pretty complicated career right now. We're talking about Dillian wanting to fight Joshua, but have we taken a look at the other side of the story yet? It seems like the British boxer found himself at a career crossroads. Let's dig in deeper, shall we? Well, to start off, the 33-year-old former 2-time unified heavyweight world champion pretty much lost 3 of his last 5 fights. And we're going all the way back to 2019. Right after he marked his first career defeat to Andy Ruiz Jr., everything's pretty much gone downhill from there. Yes, he definitely avenged his loss when he beat Ruiz later on, but let's not forget his 2 defeats in a row to Oleksandr Usyk, and it's safe to say that pretty much took a toll on him. Talking about the most recent one, Joshua lost to Usyk back in August and even had a bizarre post-fight outburst for the world to see. It was pretty clear he wasn't taking it pretty well. Having said that, he's also been aiming for a return to the ring in December. We know what you're thinking, the failed fight with Tyson Fury that we were pretty hyped for. In fact, everything was finalized. They'd both accepted the fight publicly, the lawyers were working on a final deal, the venue was set, and the date was set. Everything was in place. But the papers weren't signed. Fury even gave the British boxer a few ultimatums, and while the legal team had quite a lot to figure out before signing the deal, it just never ended up happening. Up next, Joshua's set for a rebound campaign in 2023. We weren't too happy with how things turned out between him and Fury. In fact, it left the Gypsy King pretty pissed, who swore never to fight the Brit again, but we'll get into that later. As for now, Joshua decided to reset and come back next year. He even admitted that he was supposed to be in the ring this year but couldn't make it. As of now, he's not ready to make any sort of statements and get held accountable for them later, so as he takes a step back, he's confirmed that he's going to be ready for next year. As he said, quote, "I'll be in the ring when I'm in the ring." Having said that, he's not doing too well. After all, he doesn't seem like a champion right now with how his last few fights turned out, and he admitted that it's just hurting a lot. In fact, he's in the gym and he's giving it his best, from restructuring and rebuilding everything to strategizing every single move inside and outside the ring. It hasn't been easy. Right now, he's just trying to simplify a lot of things outside the ring. We're hinting at all the drama and controversies while he focuses on his fights inside the ring. That's the only way he's gonna focus enough for an epic comeback. With that said, right before the Usyk sequel, he even split from his longtime trainer, Robert McCracken, and went on to Robert Garcia. Everything seemed pretty complicated for the boxer right now, and that seems to be messing things up even further. What's more, Fury needs to fight Joshua. At least, that's what he said. He can't seem to stick to one thing now, can he? Right after all the failed ultimatums that eventually gave up on the potential fight we were all excited for, Tyson Fury was extremely upset. He was so sure he was never gonna fight Joshua again, right until recently. He seems to have some unfinished business with the British boxer. That's right, y'all, the 34-year-old boxer has retired, or at least threatened to, because he just can't keep himself away from the ring. On top of that, when he's got unfinished business with one boxer and some fights lined up with others, it doesn't seem like he's going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, he even admitted that he doesn't think he can retire right now. As for the Joshua fight, he's been after that for years. And he was so close to it right until the deal fell apart. Now, while that seemed to be the right move for the British boxer, the Gypsy King still hasn't given up on it yet. One thing we agree on is that it's definitely a fight we'd love to see. Finally, Derek Chisora replaces Joshua on December 3rd. While the deal fell apart, it didn't take the Gypsy King long before he found another opponent for the same fight on the same day at the same place. That's right, Fury is set for a WBC title defense against Derek Chisora on December 3rd at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Along with that, he's also got another fight lined up to finalize an undisputed world heavyweight title fight with WBA, IBF, and WBO champion Oleksandr Usyk. And with how Fury and Whyte are determined to fight Joshua, while the British boxer is preparing for his 2023 comeback, we're hoping to see some epic fights lined up next year. And that is going to be a wrap for this video, my friends. What do you think about Dillian Whyte saying he's ready to fight Anthony Joshua for less money? Let us know in the comments below. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.